Good morning, anybody who's out there. So I woke up, had breakfast, and decided I'll paint a little bit today. So that's why I went ahead and started a stream. Like I said, I like doing streams when I'm painting stuff, so. Alright. Ooh, got my coffee. So let's see, where are we at on word change? Alright. So I got a few spots where I need to go ahead and add some detail. So you know what? I'm gonna actually go through, I'm gonna wash everything real quick with my different washes. That way, because I still do have some colors that I gotta put in and block in. So early morning paint stream. Let's see. Ooh, where's my Nolan oil? There's my Nolan oil. I think I need Nolan oil, and then I need Seraphim Sepia for all the bones. And then all of these are going to be the Hexwraith Flame. His cloth. So his cloth is like a bluish greenish color. Yeah, we'll do that Nolan oil too. Alright. So welcome. Oh man. I hope everybody had a good night. Anybody who's watching. He's very excited to go.
You're going with me. You're going with me.
He's super excited.
Oh, so you open the window so you can see when I come back.
No, it's always open in here. I know you are. Have fun. My roommate's dropping his dog off for his appointment. Oh man. It's really early in the morning. Daylight savings, man. Throwing me off. Throwing me off. But I figured today I'll get the washes on all the metal bits and all the nitnoid whatevers, and that'll allow me to start base coating the rest of the model, because I do have places where I put like silver where I don't want silver, but it's gonna be the main color for an area, so I wanted to go ahead and just silver it all up. Sorry. That's hard for y'all to see sometimes. I'm not cognizant of where the camera's at, so I tend to raise the model higher than where the camera's at. So hopefully that'll help. I went ahead and readjusted it. So I went ahead and Nolan oiled the cod piece or whatever you would call it. I'm going to null and oil his loincloth. I don't actually know what you would call this other than a loincloth. But whatever it is, it's going to be null and oiled. All the way down. Go through and dab off some of the null and oil. I tend to wash very, very heavily, so I usually have to go back and dab off some of my washes. I'm a very, very heavy washer. Alright. Go ahead and do it there. So got the little dagger on the belt. Oh, where did I leave my phone at? Crap. There's my phone. Sorry. How's everybody else doing this morning, though? Hopefully everybody else is waking up, getting y'all's coffee going. So this is not in lieu of the live stream. I will still be doing the live stream at 11. As a matter of fact, I've already kind of planned out what the live stream today is going to consist of. Not really going to spoil anything. But this week for tournaments and stuff, it was kind of light. Like, there's a couple GTs going on, but some of them weren't even reporting the standings or anything. Like, as of when I looked at all the lists, so. But yeah. So I've found a bunch of lists to talk about at 11 today. And I'm just doing this until my roommate comes back, because we gotta go finish cleaning the side of the house with a power washer. Fun stuff. Fun stuff. Oh man. Sorry, I'm not super lively today. It's very early. Daylight savings also threw me off. But like I said, the plan is to try to get the initial washes on the Lord of Change. So if I can get all these initial washes, because that'll... And then let them dry up for the rest of today. I had planned on waking up and playing Luigi's Mansion today, but that fell through. My roommate made breakfast, and I did not expect him to be awake that early. And so he came down and he made some oatmeal. And so I felt like I should just hang out with him because he was making me oatmeal. So never got to implement my plan of playing Luigi's Mansion. However, I do plan on playing Luigi's Mansion later. Hopefully. Hopefully. Oh, anybody else out there? What are y'all painting today? Talk to me. Don't leave me by myself. Oh, man. Oh, okay. So got the washes done down here. So this is just Nuln Oil that I'm going through. I always do my washes like one at a time. So I'll hit every spot of the model that needs Nuln Oil, and then I'll go back and do anything that needs Seraphim Sepia and so on and so forth. So I'm hitting up his gauntlet here. Or I guess bracelet, armlet, I don't know what they would call it. Got random people popping in and popping back out. That's cool. It's real early, so really, really early. Yeah. So I did delete last night's live stream, my marathon stream of 4 hours, and that's because I was playing music, and I don't want to get popped with a copyright or whatever. So I had to go ahead and delete it off my list. Fun stuff. It was still fun though. I enjoyed it. I didn't really get very many views last night, but I don't know if it was just the music or just I'm that boring to watch. I don't know, man. I don't know. Hoi, okay. Got all those parts done. Guess we gotta do this other knee pad thingy. Actually, this is probably a good idea to do it this way, because now when I go through and hit up all these little details with whatever other colors I'm going to use, it'll be a lot more apparent where I need to go. So I'm actually approaching this model completely different from what I normally do. Alright. Doop. Going through, hitting all the metals. I know it's hard to see, but I'm just null and oiling the armlets right now. Oh man. Okay. Got the knee pad done. I've got this little thing done. I gotta do these armlets up here. These little things up on his little dewy arms up here. Doodad arms. Yep. I really, really like Nolan oil. I know a lot of people do though. It just really brings out the character and all the little details in an area, you know. Washes in general do that, but Nolan oil, because it's black and it's so bam, it's just really, really super good for that. So alright, go ahead and hit up his little thing on his back here. I don't even know what this is. I think it's supposed to be like an armor plate, but I mean, it looks cool, but I honestly have no idea what purpose this serves on the Lord of Change. Alright. Yeah. Alright. Boom. Getting all the non-oil done. Getting it all done. That's why I didn't start music today. It's because I don't like pulling videos down off the channel. And so today I was like, you know what, I'll just sit here. Even if it's quietly and paint. But, you know, get a little bit of painting done. Even if it's an hour's worth. Because that's one step further towards completion, right? Right. It's the way I gotta look at it. Every time I sit down at this table, even if I get a little bit done, that is one step further. And so, like I said, today is just getting some washes on him, and then that way he can dry, and then hopefully I can get to him here during the week some point. Actually, later today I need to pack up my army for my GT. Next weekend. It's my first GT. Ooh, so excited. I'm totally not planning on doing very well. Totally not planning on doing very well. But if I don't do very well, I can't be disappointed because it is my first GT, so I don't know what to expect, you know. I've never played 5 games in such a short period of time. And, you know, 3 tournament games is one thing, but 5 games. That's a different, you know. Because by the end of 3 games, you know, usually I'm pooped out from thinking and you know, playing so hard. So now I got to do it over 2 days, 5 games. Like, all right. Like the Iron Man tournaments and stuff. I don't know how people even do those. Like, I would fall asleep on my feet. But they are cool concepts, like Iron Man tournaments. I like the idea of them. They're super interesting to me. Here, play 6 games of Warhammer all in one day. Like, all right, man. You start at 7 in the morning. Like, I would be at like 12 energy drinks in. I'd have a heart attack from all the caffeine I'd be drinking. Nah, it's not worth dying over. But I would definitely be falling out. I'd be the guy in the corner, cuddled up with a blanket, like just, yep, give me a loss for the round. I'm good. Because then you start making tactical errors and forgetting your own rules because you're just tired and you just want to go to bed. Alright. So there's that. I gotta be really careful around this orb. And the reason being is that I don't want to get the black really on the gray parts that the are going to be shaded by the Hexwraith Flame. Going ahead and hitting the tip of the staff. Oh man. I think I'm here all by myself this morning. That's fine though. Keep me honest. Keep me honest. Alright. And then I got this little thing on his scroll on his belt. So there we go. I think that's everything that needs Nuln Oil. Just looking over it real quick. Wanting some of this wash up further on the spots, that way it doesn't pull up on where I don't want it to be pulling up. Alright, got his staff. Got his knee thing here. Alright, I think that's everything. Cool. I love when I start getting all these like YouTube things like you might be interested in this video, and it's like somebody I'm not even subscribed to, or and I'll go look at the video and I'm like, ugh, why did you tell me to go watch this? This is totally not my jam, man. Totally not my jam. Yeah, alright. Seraphim Sepia, here we come. So Seraphim Sepia is going to go over all the bony areas. Which I don't have too many. I mean, I have his talons and like his nails, all the things up on his back. So I'm going Seraphim Sepia is probably my favorite shade, just because it does exactly what I want it to do every single time. Every single time. Like, Nolan Oil sometimes will like separate and do weird stuff, but I have never had an issue with my Seraphim Sepias. The grittiness on the nails is kind of annoying me a little bit. I was not able to get all the grit off the model from that damn spray paint. Yeah, it'll be alright though. Yeah, it'll be okay. And hopefully this model will be eye-catching once it's done. I really think I might take him to my next GT. If anything, just because I love the model. Maybe I'll make that Mortarian list I've been testing out a thing. Yeah. But I need to get more practice games with it. I think it has some potential, but I need more practice with it. So Seraphim Sepia is also incredibly good for like scrolls and paperwork and stuff like that, because it kind of gives it that burnt umber look, you know, of like old parchment paper. I mean, you could probably do it with Agrax Earthshade too, but I just really like how Seraphim Sepia pulls out the details and makes it look like just a rolled piece of parchment. Why I'm saying that is because this is actually how I do all my papers and parchments and stuff. Agrax Earthshade's just a little too dark for me. A little too brown. This reminds me of like the coffee color, which, I mean, if you've ever made like rolled parchment projects or something like that, you actually use like coffee grounds and like you dip the ends in coffee and then like kind of wick off the excess, and it turns it into like, you know, paper that looks like it's ancient. So Seraphim Sepia kind of does the same thing for like rolled pieces of paper or whatever else you want to do. Just my opinion, though. My opinion. Alright, got those nails done. Let me hit up this little skull beak thingy on his knee. So I'm hoping I get all this done by the time my roommate gets back. We have to go do the side of the house. This is the plan. Because then I can let this guy sit and dry over the next day or so. And then any areas that I want to hit again with yet another wash, I can go ahead and hit him, you know. Because washing doesn't take too long. The only reason this is taking a little while is because I got to kind of dodge parts of the model. And I also want to minimize the amount of this wash that gets on the skin, because the skin tone is critical to the effect that I'm going for on this model. Alright, there's that. So nails are done. Alright, gotta come up here to this nail right here. Or this hand. And so this model should look really cool. And I think he'll be really cool on my battle reports. Can't wait. Cannot wait. It's going to be so neat. I've got some battle reports with him coming up. It's just he was unpainted in those. So, and then now that I've finally pulled the trigger and started painting him, now I feel like I can't stop. So once you start painting a model, especially if you've got an idea in your head, like I need to make sure that this guy looks how I want him to look. And if I stop for an extended period of time, there's a very good chance I'll like lose motivation or forget what I want to do. So I'm kind of going to take the Mortarian approach with him in that I'm going to try to paint at least a little bit every day, even if it's off camera, just a little bit every single day. As a matter of fact, it'll probably be off camera a lot from this point forward, because washes and stuff like that, it's just really hard to capture when somebody's washing something. I don't have all the equipment that the Warhammer studio has or anything like that, so just got me and my little webcam, my GoPro, and my Nikon. Those are for battle reports. I did try to use the GoPro for streams for a little bit, if you guys have been around for a while. And the little capture card or whatever I bought just did not work well. Oh crap, I got little nails up here too. Forgot. The little hands have, or the little cups that are holding the balls have little nails on them. But anyways, like I was saying, I did try to use a GoPro, but the capture card I was using did not quite agree with YouTube or the programs that I use. So I ended up taking the capture card back and got this webcam, which has actually been working very, very well. And the picture is not bad. The picture is not bad. Alright, so there's that. Those are the nails on the wings. Oh, I gotta do the nails up here at the top too. And then I gotta go to his face. So yeah, I did color the face white last night, or bone white. And that's because I want it to stand out. Because I really think the Lord of Change's face is pretty gnarly looking. And so I really, really wanted it to stand out against the purple of the neck. And so I'm going through and I decided a bone color would look pretty nice. Now for this, I need to make sure I have some white flames on the top here of the crest of his beak. And so I need to make sure I avoid getting this Seraphim Sepia. And there's also some on the bottom of the beak too. So I need to make sure I go ahead and avoid both sides. Boom, look at that, look at that. Good old Thunder Chicken, man. Such a cool ass model. By far my favorite model in the GW line. My favorite unit is probably the Plagueburst Crawler. To this day. They're just so versatile. So very versatile. And once you learn how to use a Plagueburst Crawler, you can do a lot of cool things with them. and a lot of people don't expect what you do with the Plague Bruise Crawler. And I think a lot of even the pros and stuff are starting to fall back on old tech in the game because people tend to forget. People have very short memories. So if you start bringing out models that they haven't seen in a little while, you might be surprised. Alright, I think that's all the Seraphim Sepia parts. Cool. Look at that. I'm going to keep it right at about an hour when I'm done. So next is the Hex Wraith Flame. So I'm going to go through and Hex Wraith Flame all the gray areas. Alright. Yeah. Oh, get a drink of coffee real quick. Man, oh man. My tissue's almost full up of paint. Okay, so some Hex Wraith Flames. I gotta be really careful with this, because it can definitely stain the blue areas of the model. So I'm probably gonna use a, let's see. I'm not going to use a flat, I'm going to use actually a rounded brush for this part. Alright. So let's go ahead and start on these flames up top. So this part's actually going to take a little bit. So we're just doing Hex Wraith Flame at the top. Now I do highlight my flames when I finish. So I actually bought a pastel green dry brush from GW that I used for the green areas of the model, and I'm actually going to use that for the dry brush on the Hex Wraith Flames, and it actually will turn out really, really cool. It's what I did with Mortarion, because I had thought, you know, I'll just dump the flame color on them and call it a day, you know, but no, you actually need to go through and highlight your flames. I mean, you could leave it with just the Hex Wraith Flame or whatever color flame that you used, but it pops if you go through and highlight them. So, just doing the Hex Wraith Flame right here on all the things. And I might even go over the flames like multiple times to deepen the color before I highlight them. But sorry, I'm just making sure that because like I said, I have to be really careful because this will stain the blue if I get it on it. So I'm trying to make sure that I control it really, really well. Anything that pulls, I'm actually pulling the paint off of the areas where it's pulling. So like down here underneath this little orb, I don't mind if it pulls a little bit, but I don't want it to drip down the model, you know, and mess up all the work below it. That would really suck. Alright. I actually waste a lot of paint when I paint. know there's ways that I could probably get better at controlling my paint, and I dab a lot off on my tissues. And so hopefully y'all can see. Here, I'm gonna go ahead and scooch it towards me a little bit. And so you guys can see the flames like that. Making sure that y'all can actually physically see me. Yeah, so you guys can see on the back side here all the flames. And so I'm just making sure it's not pulling real quick. And hitting the back side of all these flames. So I'm going to do them one side at a time. This stuff dries really, really fast, luckily. So I don't have to sit here and patrol it for too long. I know it's really, really light. It's a really light color. So hopefully y'all can see a little bit. There we go. Okay. So I'm also using Hexwraith Flame for all of the little symbols in the back of the wings. And then there's actually little trailing flames on the backs of his wings. So I decided that I was going to go ahead and Hexwraith Flame all of it. Now the reason why I am Hexwraith Flaming it is because I think that it's going to look cool. To have some green in the wings, because there's absolutely no green anywhere else in the wings. I mean, I could be wrong, and in which case this is gonna suck, but personally I think it'll look cool. So I need to be very, very careful. Hey, Valen, hi. Good morning, man. How you doing? Thank you. I am trying my best, buddy. How you doing this morning? I think it's just you and I. So I need to concentrate pretty good on these little symbols, because I don't want to get a huge amount of runoff onto the wing, you know. Yeah. So just going through, hitting all these little symbols. This is going to be very time consuming. I'm not using too much Hexwraith Flame. And so what I'll probably end up doing is I will, once this first coat dries of Hexwraith Flame, so you could leave it, like it'll look pretty ephemeral, like if you just leave it with the one coat, but I like to do like deeper colored flames on the inside. So what I'll probably end up doing is going through and just tapping the middle of each of these symbols with a little bit more after it dries up. And so basically that'll go ahead and give me that deeper green, almost like it's radiating out from these little points. And then, like I said, I am going to go through and I'm going to highlight all of these with my, what is the name of that color? I don't know. I lost it. Where's it at? I will highlight them with Niblet Green. It's actually a hilarious name for a color. I love that name. Niblet Green. I'm hoping that I get through all of these before my roommate gets back. He said he was going to stop by Lowe's too, so maybe I'll have a few extra minutes. I mean, technically I don't have to help him. Technically I could stay up here and paint, but I'd feel bad because now I live here too, even though I'm renting a room from him. I live here too, so help out your roommate, you know. Alright. And I'm getting the green on the back of all of these little trailing flame-o-ma-bob dealy doos. This is actually turning out really cool. I missed a little bit of the white on this one, but it'll be fine. The yellow actually will look pretty cool with the Hex-Wraith Flame. So just hitting all the little flamey bits. Very, very time consuming. Very slow. Methodical. So good morning everybody. So like I said, I will be still doing a normal live stream for my weekly stream at 11. So if you guys are just passing on through, saying hi, hello. And at 11 we will do a live stream where I talk about lists, chaos meta stuff, stuff that I'm working on for the channel. Obviously I'm working on Lord Change, so if you guys are here I'll probably show him off. And then yeah, I'll answer questions and talk about updates. Like I've got a bunch of battle reports coming to you guys, people who are fans of the channel. Battle reports with Mortarion. I've got some battle reports using this guy, my Lord of Change. I think I have one more battle report with the Demon Engines, and that's probably going to be it for the Demon Engines for a little bit. Other than my, so I'm going to film a little bit at the GT I'm going to. Obviously, it's not going to be full-fledged battle reports. I might end up being on stream or something, which I'll share that if I do end up on stream. But and so, all right. So there's the back side of that wing done. So maybe you guys can see it. Hopefully you can. It actually looks really cool. So. And let's go ahead and hit the other wing. I'm going to go ahead and start with the little bits. Little flamey bits on the ends of the wings on this side. I had a bunch of guys pop in and then a bunch of guys pop back out. Maybe they were just here to hear me do my spiel about the live stream. Who knows? Might have to tell my roommate, hey, give me a few minutes while I finish this side of the wing, or finish the wings. Also, another reason I'm doing green is because I think blue is just overplayed, you know? Blue flames and blue stuff is always attributed to Tzeentch. And I actually did blue for Death Guard because it's like the opposite of what you would think, you know? Like they should be plaguey, so they should be green. So I'm just kind of flipping things on their head, you know? I can picture your base with fallen feathers. That's pretty cool. That's actually a good idea. I like that. I like that idea a lot. Might actually steal that, Valentine. You might have a great idea for a base. Because I can go buy like some blue and red feathers, you know. Go to Hobby Lobby or something. Nah, see, I got a little bit green on the feather there, but just feather it out a little bit so that way hopefully it doesn't stand out too much. What are you painting this morning, Valentine? Or are you just getting your morning coffee going, or evening coffee? Or evening, whatever. Maybe some Jameson. Some Jim Beam. Vodka, whatever beverage you partake in. Coca-Cola. Today I've already had a pot of coffee and I still don't feel awake fully yet. So I'll turn them a little bit more, that way hopefully y'all can see them. I'm trying to be very patient and very methodical with these because, like I said, I'm trying to minimize how much it spills over on the wing. I'm fine with a little bit. That way it looks almost like trailing flames a little bit, but I don't want a lot. Because if a lot gets on the wing, it's going to kind of just look messy. $330 there. Oh man. Yeah. Oh yeah. I forgot you were painting a Wraith Knight for your friend. So, like I said, lucky son of a gun, man. Lucky son of a gun. That's the sign of a good friend there. You just hanging out then at work or something? Yeah, like I said, I'll still be doing the real live stream, so please come. Please head on back for the real live stream at 11. Oh, nice. Hey, how's it going, Wizard? Yeah, buddy. Keep on pressing with that Tyfish. Share it on the Discord channel. Yeah, I'm trying to get the shades in. I shaded the whole model, which I'll flip them around here in a minute and show you. And then I'm trying to get the Hex Wraith Flame on all the gray areas. And so, like I said, I really wanted the symbols and stuff not to... I wanted them to stand out because it's... I have no green at all in the wings. And so I figured green would be a really nice touch for all these symbols and stuff and the flames. So basically any part of the Lord of Change that's got flame trailing off of them is going to be green. Because actually the only green in this entire model has been the areas where I've transitioned from blue to yellow. Because like I said, or hopefully you watched the other stream and I actually blended contrast colors together to do this. And it turned out really, really nice. I like it. I like it a lot. And a lot of people have been asking me if I use contrast for it. And yep, I did. So there's all the symbols and the flames. So hopefully you guys can see. All of them are green. And now I gotta flip them around and do the other side. So while I'm on the other side, I'll go ahead and show him off. And so as you guys can see, I went ahead and shaded him all up and down. Shaded the face here. Shaded all the metal bits with Nuln Oil. You know, got his dagger on his belt. I shaded his loincloth or whatever with Nuln Oil because I figured the black would be really good to stand out on the blue. And yeah, so that's where we're at right now. The sword I did with contrast blue over the silver, and it turned out really cool. And then I went ahead with Nuln Oil down just the centerpiece, the little crack here or whatever in the sword, to just kind of darken it up some. And so now I've flipped the model over, and I gotta do Hexery Flame on the inside of the wings. And so I'm gonna start up here on the top. I'm not going to swap brushes. This little brush will be just fine for what I'm doing here. And so that is the debrief. That's where we're at. So the goal right now, because I don't have too much longer, is to just finish the Hexwraith Flames. If I can get all of them started. Like I said, I'll hit them again because I do like... Hexwraith Flame is really nice because it does act almost like a contrast paint. Just it's super translucent, and so it gives that flamey look. But it is super light if you just do one coat. And so I will actually go through and hit some of these flames again with another coat. That way it darkens them up before I highlight them. Because I like to have that variance in tone and stuff. So GW has actually kind of moved up their game. A lot of these contrasts and these effects paints are very nice. Now I know other companies have been doing them for years before GW. But I am not the best painter in the world. I try my best, and I like the way GW paints interact and stuff, and I've gotten used to using them. So I really, other than Tamiya paints, I really haven't bought anything else. I'm always up for suggestions though of other paints to try out. Also, I'm not not like Kenny Boucher, or I've got a lot of friends that are great painters. My buddy Joe, he's the runner of the Dark Bear Gaming YouTube channel, and he's stationed out of, I think he's over by Fayetteville somewhere, but I actually get to meet him in person at my GT next week because he's actually sponsoring part of the GT, but his painting is fucking just outstanding. He is so good. I asked him the other day because he put out so I'm doing commission work if anybody wants to get stuff commissioned. So I was like, I'll ask him. So I asked him, like, hey Joe, how much would it be to paint an Ahriman? And then he's like, the last one I painted, $400. I was like, okay, yep, just checking. So that just goes to show you how good he is. And I mean, he's won awards at Nova. He's won awards all over the place. Joe is a fantastic painter. And so whenever I'm painting, I do ask his opinion. And just kind of get some feedback from him. When he is available. Joe is always busy. Darn Joe. But check out his channel. His channel doesn't have much stuff on it. I think he's kind of moved away from doing channel stuff for the time being. He's more focused on so he's really been posting a lot about a display board that he's making, which is outrageous. I'm sure you guys will get to see photos of it soon. Soon the internet will be ablaze with photos of it because he's taking it to Warzone Atlanta. But I will say it's probably one of the coolest display boards I have ever witnessed in my life. It is just insane the amount of work he's put into it. Hey, what's up, Raishi? You made it, man. So right now we are just painting the little flames on the back of the Lord of Change's wings. And I'm talking about my buddy Joe and his outrageous painting skills. And how everybody on the internet will be ablaze with his display board soon. I honestly do not think anyone will beat his display board. Really. I can't spoil anything. He's sworn me to secrecy. But, yeah. Every time he shares an update with me in PMs, it's just like, dude, what the hell? I think he's probably spent easily $500 building this damn display board, too. Like, my display board, I shared a video of it. Hopefully, it inspires you guys to build some display boards. And, but, yeah, that display board still cost me like $100, between everything. And I thought that was kind of expensive, but yeah, Joe's gone to a whole other level of ridiculousness. And I think he's doing it to match his painting, because the painting of his army, like, side by side, I don't think very many people can compete with what Joe's army looks like, because he did Custodes in non-metallic metal, and it's really freaking cool. Non-metallic metal models, like, it's not my style at all. I'm more of a real, like, even if I could do it, I don't know if I would do it because I don't like how it looks, but it is very technically impressive. So, and it does take a lot of work to accomplish. To me, it looks almost like when you do gradient, like if you're doing like a gradient layer on something in Photoshop. That's pretty much what it looks like. It sounds like my roommate's back, so. Yeah, I'll go help him here in a few minutes because I can't stop where I'm at. What'd you say, Raishi? He's looking like my new PC with that color. You got all the fans and fun stuff? No, so that's going to be more a conversation for the live stream, not the conversation now, Raishi. Because I am doing the live stream still at 11, like normal. Hey, David, I'm doing good. Afternoon, where are you at? It's morning here. It's 7 in the morning. 8 in the morning. It's 8 in the morning now. Hey, I'm glad everybody's popping in for this early morning. So like I said, I'm just trying to get a little bit of painting done on Lord of Change every single day. Because that's the best way to just keep yourself motivated, is even if you do an hour, hour and a half, it's not a lot of time, but you can get something done. Like today was just, I'm getting the shades done and getting all the Hexwraith Flame on the wings. And I will share the whole model where we're at when I finish these flames. My roommate just came in the door. I imagine he's going to pop up here any minute. Hi, Nate.
Hello, I am back.
You are back. Let me, I gotta finish the flames, and then I'll be...
I got stuff to do inside for a few minutes.
Okay, so I'll be out there in a minute. I'm totally wearing my pajamas.
I'm not going to start up anything until 9 o'clock, so...
Okay.
15 minutes at least.
15 minutes should be enough.
Alright.
I'll meet you out there, though. I'll be out there. Alright. Sorry about that. No, one Vindicare is more than enough, Valen High. You don't need more than one. Actually, as a matter of fact, most people will tell you Vindicares suck. And that's because they tend to miss when you really want them to hit. As a matter of fact, you should probably save a bunch of CP to reroll the hits or wounds on those Vindicares. But as a rule, though, one should be plenty. Now, with Marines, obviously picking out their characters is probably a good idea. But, the defeating point of Vindicares is to hide the characters. That way they can't shoot you anyway, right? So, So usually, if you're spending so many points and all these CP on bringing all these Vindicators, then people will do their best to thwart you. I actually faced 3 Vindicators in one game. Actually, no, 2. It was 2 Vindicators in one game. And actually, it's the game Death Guard versus Astra Militarum. And I actually would use the Plague Burst Crawlers, because by turning them sideways, you could actually hide like a Foul Blight spawn from assassins, because the mortar tower part of them is kind of tall. And so I was actually able to pretty much have a moving line of sight blocking piece of terrain. Because shooting a Vindicator at a Plague Burst Crawler is probably a bad idea. I mean, he did have tank commanders and stuff, but Plague Burst Crawlers are very, very good at weathering tank commanders. But once you've faced enough Vindicator Assassins, they're really not that hard to thwart. Now, when they do get a beat on somebody, though, that character's probably going to die. Just going to say. Especially if it's like a 4-wound character. But, yeah, I would probably just maybe do one and call it a day. So, sorry, I'm getting the Hexwraith Flame up on these flames right here. I can see a bunch of people posted. Cool, cool. Just sad Death Guard wasn't in there. No, we will get something down the line, Raishi. I'm glad to see that they're addressing at least half the legions, it looks like. We're getting something, which is really, really cool. And I'm pretty stoked to see what they have. I'm just, because they said it's a supplement's worth of material. So it sounds like maybe they're taking some cues from Space Marines, but we'll see. We shall see. Because I mean, if Eldar is any indication, you know, Eldar got some stuff. Like, don't get me wrong, they got some stuff, but not very many people are utilizing them. So, utilizing the new stuff. Also cracking a bottle of Gene Beam. Well, Raishi, I'm glad that you're able to imbibe, sir. Raishi works really, really hard, so. Also, you forgot about the shipping there, Raishi. Just a heads up, buddy. So Mixed Calexis Evisor, the way to go. Yeah. Who is it? It's the Calidus. A lot of people are actually doing the Calidus Assassin. Calidus is actually very, very strong. Calexis is pretty good if you face a lot of psychic armies. Like, I could see a Calexis being strong against Thousand Suns, or if, you know, Grey Knights become a thing eventually. Other than that, though, the Calexis typically doesn't do much. Like, if you're just facing a single, like, Space Marine Psyker, like, whatevs. But, yeah. The Calidus, though, the Calidus is really good. No worries, man. I just figured I'd remind you. I've got that shipping label, too. I gotta send that to you. But it's in my email. Or maybe I did. I think I did actually send it out. Huh. Looks like I speckled my gray speckled the wing over here a little bit. Ah, well. It'll be fine. Oh, man. So I got these flames to do, and then the flames on the staff, and then I will show you guys the overall model. And then I am done with the stream for now, and then I will be back at 11 for our normally scheduled live stream, in which I will talk about meta shifts, I will talk about Psychic Awakening, I will talk about whatever y'all want. Just now I can't really focus on thinking about that sort of stuff. So busy trying to not screw up the wings. Don't screw up the wings, James. Don't screw it up. I'm sorry, Raishi. Yeah, I know you've been really busy. You haven't been around much, but such is life, right? The good and the bad. Take your punches, roll with them, move on. So I feel you, bud. If there's anything I can do to alleviate your issues, let me know. I'm always down for helping other people out. Because we're all friends here. We all play Chaos. Except for Valentine. He's over there making assassins. What the hell, man? What the hell? They better be Chaos assassins. You better be like converting these assassins to be Chaos. Sweet, man. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. That'll definitely help for the pay off that shipping. It doesn't help right away, but basically recoup it on the backside. That'll help for that GT I'm going to. So my second GT in December. So we'll see. Still planning on going, but only 7 people have signed up out of 32. Not a good sign a month out, but I've been telling the TOs, y'all need to be bugging people. Like, you need to be posting this everywhere. Yeah, I know, Raishi, you and your damn Ultramarines. Son of a bitch. But you just play all Marines, so it's all good. It's all good, and you're a friend of the channel. You are a friend of the channel. And it's okay, Valentine. I make fun of everybody who plays non-chaos. Just giving you shit. Gotta give shit, man. Gotta give shit. So yesterday I actually got my roommates, which I did post up in the Discord channel, but so yesterday I was supposed to do the paint stream a lot earlier in the day, and my roommate, he's in my paint room, and he was asking me questions about, hey, so if I were to play Harlequins, what would you suggest I get, and blah 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 blah. And so I was trying to kind of explain, the general rules and kind of unit interactions, and I was like, you know what? Let's go to the game store and we'll play some Kill Team, and I'll just kind of teach you the basic rules. That way, you kind of know, and then I would actually recommend that you just buy like a Harlequin Kill Team, and if you like the game, like I said, if you like the game, and then go from there, because for Kill Team you just need one Harlequin troop to make your Kill Team. And so we went to the store. We played the game. He beat me 2-1. It was actually a funny game because it was like a wet noodle fight, and neither of us. He couldn't kill my poxwalkers, and I couldn't kill his cultists. So it was really, really funny. The dice just totally were not on either of our sides, because either we would miss the attacks, or we'd fail the wound, or we'd make the saves. I mean, he was making 6-up cultist saves like crazy. So it was really, really funny. And then anytime that a wound actually got through, we would always roll below a 4. And but anyways, yeah, he enjoyed the game, and he went and bought the Harlequin Codex, so, which is really, really cool. So I will probably end up, when Nate actually starts getting models and stuff, I told him I'm going to get him on the YouTube channel. We'll play some Kill Team together or something at the kitchen table. Go buy maybe I'll go buy one of those little mats or something, and some terrain. That way we can just sit at the kitchen table and play, as opposed to going to the store, So sorry, I can see y'all posted a few things, but I'm trying to get these flames on the chin of the Lord of Change and on his head. Yeah, Where's that? Yeah. All right. Hey, Jake. What's going on, man? Nice. When's your DT? Isn't it next week or something? I am Alpha Legion. Yeah, you could be Alpha Legion. That's true. You're painting Ultramarines just so that you can make them, Alpha Legion when we finally get, Primaris Chaos Space Marines. Yeah, no. So I've been talking to Nate, and I told him, he's not a super competitive guy. Like he's competitive enough, but he's not like super competitive. And I told him, Haywire is really, really good. I kind of talked to him. That Mono Harlequins list that I played at that one tournament, which really surprised me. I actually think it has a lot of teeth. If your dice like you can face roll some people. I mean, it had, 30 fusion pistols? So, and if you got terrain to hide those vehicles and stuff behind, like, you could probably blitz out and go toe-to-toe with Space Marines pretty easily, honestly, with a list like that. But I told him, look at getting some bikers, look at getting... Which I didn't realize, you only got 2 Harlequin bikers in a box. So, like, each unit of Harlequin bikers is really expensive. I was actually quite surprised, because we were looking at the models yesterday at the store. But, yeah, I told him, fusion pistols are good, getting a few of those on troop units, stuff like that. Transports, because Star Weavers are actually very, very good transports. Really cheap. I didn't realize, so I was looking at his codex, I didn't realize Death Jesters were so cheap for what they do. It's kind of criminal. Told him get a Solitaire. Solitaire is probably one of the best single characters in the entire game of 40k. Their blitz rule is just freaking cool. And if you've never been on the receiving end of what a Solitaire can do, they can blitz for 1 turn. And so when they blitz, they move, what is it? It's like an additional 2d6 inches or something like that. So their normal movement's like 8 or 10 inches or something like that. They can advance and charge that turn. So they can get like a 30-inch move on you, advance and charge. And then the turn that they blitz, their attacks characteristic turns into 10. And they're swinging at you with pretty much a strength. It can be a strength 5 power sword, or strength 4 power sword, or strength 5... yeah. Well, if they do the strength 4 version, it's D3 damage a swing. If they do the strength 5 version, it's 1 damage a swing. But yeah, they can just tear up some stuff. Solitaires are very, very good. And people love to hide them in buildings and then just come blitzing out and then just come wreck your face with them. So Sean Naden is a huge believer in Solitaires, and I can see why. Their biggest weakness, well, actually that's not even a weakness, because they have a 3-up invulnerable save. They are pretty squishy. I mean, they are toughness 3, but they always strike first. They can fall out of combat and charge again. So, I mean, and you can get a deny Overwatch relic for Harlequins, which is really, really, really strong right now. So, definitely be on the lookout. Harlequins, I think, will be on the uptick. I just didn't realize how expensive their models were. So I was actually looking at them. I was like, huh, okay. Which I guess really all of our models are expensive. You just don't realize it because once you've established an army, then you're just buying a little bit here, a little bit there. All right. Oh, no, that's cool. That's cool. Too many unpainted Harlequin models. Maybe it's 3d6 for Blitz. It's their movement plus 2d6 or 3d6. I can't remember. But then they get to charge you afterwards, which is just, it's really strong. All right. And so, a Demon Prince will kill a Solitaire, which if they're charging a Solitaire into a Demon Prince, they probably probably deserve to lose it because that's a dumb trade. All right. So here we are with the Lord of Change. So hopefully y'all can see it. So we've gotten the base shades on the staff here. So the staff is brown and silver in between. I've gotten the Nuln Oil on his bracelet and his shoulder pad here. Still deciding what I want to do here. And same with the sword. On the head here, went ahead did the flames, and I went ahead and shaded up the bone bits here. Sorry. And also shaded in his fingernails here. So like the long talon pieces, I went ahead and did them bony. Shaded in there, toes, got his loincloth and stuff. You guys can still probably see the grit on it. It's kind of annoying, but it is what it is. I'm now committed to this where I'm at. So as you guys can see, Hexwraith Flame all throughout the wing. So this is going to turn out really, really cool. I am going to go probably off camera and hit up all of these flame bits again. Because like I said, I want to deepen the flames like in the middle of some of these pieces. Went ahead, shaded all the bones on, or all the talony pieces on the edges of the wing. Same thing on the other wing here. Go ahead and flip them around. So as you guys can see, I went ahead and Nuln Oiled in here. Now, what I am going to do, because obviously the weapons and stuff aren't just going to be just pure silver like this, I'm going to go through and actually base coat over the other areas because there's certain parts that I don't want to be silver. And so why I went ahead and washed it with the Nuln Oil is that way basically I don't have to go back and touch up the silver, except for maybe do like a slight highlight on some of these bits. Like these eyeballs and stuff like that are going to be different colors. So got to decide on what colors I want to do there. So, and then as you guys can see, the back of the wings. And so same thing, Hexwraith Flame all throughout the wings. And I think it turned out cool. I think it's a really, really cool effect. And when the model is done, I think it will look absolutely fantastic. So there's a couple questions. I'll go ahead and answer them before I go ahead and sign off, and I'll be back at 11. I love the Harley Quinn war gear. Oh man, Nightmare Dream masks, jump belts, mirror image tech. Oh yeah, no, it's super cool. I really, really like Harlequins. I'm a fan of Dark Eldar, but Harlequins are definitely up there. I hate normal Eldar. Absolutely hate normal Eldar. Don't know why. I just do. No, there is grittiness. It's hard for maybe you guys to see, but it's definitely like down here on the symbol. Let's see if I can show you. So if you can't see it, it's pretty gritty right there. Oop. So just go ahead and let it focus in real quick just to kind of show you. Alright, this question may make you hate the Corpse Emperor more, but as Ultramarine Contemptors don't suffer the move and shoot issue with C-beams, you think that they got comp play? Yes, I do. Definitely would say if you're an Ultramarines player, definitely start looking at C-beams, because the fact that you can pretty much negate the thing that makes them kind of iffy, because normal C-beams, you have to kind of place them somewhere, and that's kind of where they have to be if you want to utilize that weapon. The fact that you can just completely ignore that and you can just go do whatever the hell you want, yeah, I would totally be looking at some C-beams if I were playing Ultramarines. So, but there we go. And so step number, I don't know, it's like number 12 for Lord of Change is complete. So I will be back here in like 2 hours and we will do the normal live stream. So until then, you guys, see you later.